Hi friends, welcome to Pictures and Paintings.
I am Sivaraman. Today I am going to walk you through how I painted this Gala cactus. Of late I have been paying a lot of attention to the pencil sketching stage and it is giving some good results too. This is where I focus on getting my composition right. I also use this time to decide where I am going to simplify things because obviously we cannot paint each and every detail which is there in the reference photograph. Some amount of homework at this stage ensures once I get into painting, I'm very clear about where the details are going to be coming and where it is going to be left simple. I'm not an art student, painting is my hobby. So sometimes it takes many attempts to get the sketch right, but then doing it at pencil sketch stage just ensures you have the luxury to erase and redraw till you are happy with how the picture is coming out. The bird is predominantly in pink color with grey wings. So I have used Crimson Lake for the pink hue and Payne's Grey for the grey tone. I started this painting from the beaks. I kept the beaks pretty simple, a base wash of grey and then a little warm tone towards the edges. I did not add too much of scratch mark on the beaks since it is not an extreme close-up. I felt too many details on the beaks is not something that is really required. Straight away, even before I started painting, I knew that the eyes are going to make a huge difference. So I took my time and started painting from the pupil and then the dark areas around the edge of the eyes. And then for the iris, I used a mixture of red and brown. First, I painted a light tone of the iris and then added a little bit of shadow from the top, preserving the highlight. For the highlight, it's the paper white, just painted carefully around it. I felt the skin around the eyes are equally important and painted all the folds patiently. After completing the eyes, I could really feel that the picture is coming out good. Now it is time to move on with the rest of the bird. For the body and wings, I started applying a base coat first. Used Crimson Lake for the pink feathers and Payne's Grey for the greyish wings. Deciding on the background color is always an interesting one. I have been doing quite a few paintings with complementary colors, so I thought I would want to try something different. So here I decided to go with the green and yellow hue and used a wet on wet technique, applied a layer of water first and then gave a coat of wet paint. So after a good base wash, it was time to add the feather details. One thing I was telling myself is not to get into painting each and every feather. So I really picked and chose my area where the feather details are going to be coming. Obviously the crest being an important part of the bird, I decided I will put some focus on the crest and then around the cheeks and chest a little bit of hint of feathers being there and then on the wings. The technique I used to paint the feathers is to paint the shadow regions around the edges and then bring the shape out. This is something I picked up from Luis Di Masi's tutorials. During most part of the face where I was painting the feathers, I always had two brushes in my hand, one with just water and the other with paint. So first I used to apply a layer of paint and then even before it dries, I use the brush with water to diffuse the edges a little bit. This way you have sharper edges on one side and softer edges on the other side, and it gives a very nice feel to the feathers. On the wings, I used a darker shade of Payne's Grey and used it as an opportunity to increase the contrast of the overall character. After doing a pass of the feathers on the birds, I went into adding the darker contact shadows between the birds. This is a very important component of the picture that is going to establish the coziness and the close proximity of both the birds. With all the feathers that I want to paint being established, now I also had more confidence to go in and darken some of those shadows out. Doing this also gives a little variation between the feathers as well as match the contrast that I have done in the wings. I did not want to overdo it as we still wanted the attention to be on the eyes, on the moment itself, and not going to the minor details. So limited the dark shadows to a few places. To give it one final push and integrate the characters better, I decided to do one more pass on the contact shadows by darkening the sides of the beaks and the chest feathers. I was almost done with the painting at this stage. As a last step, I tried adding a little bit more saturation to the top portion of the bird's head so that there is a clear difference between the crest portion and the rest of the body and face. Added a little bit of blue in the background to integrate the characters better with the background. This is something I learned from a comment I received for the Gang Gang Cockatoo painting that I posted, where repeating the color on the background to character or vice versa actually helps integrate it better. So this was a great valuable feedback I received in a Facebook page. So I incorporated that in this particular painting, thanks to the good friend who pointed it out. With this, we have come to the end of this video. Me and my daughter keep posting our paintings in this particular channel. We would like to stay in touch with you and keep sharing our work. If you like what you saw, please hit the subscribe button and the bell notification so that we can stay in touch. If you like this particular painting and want to see a more detailed version of how I went about doing this, you can check detailed videos that are published in 3 parts. Links are here.
Thank you for watching this. See you soon in the next one. Until then, bye bye.